What is literally up, you guys? I am so back. We so up. Today I'm doing a character design, full intensive take notes of D'Artagnan from the Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas, the novel that is really long and really funny, and everyone should read it. I feel like there is no fandom. Like, I've searched high and low. I've even searched Tumblr, where quite literally every fandom is. And sure, there's a couple creators that have made like a lot of fan art for it, but there's like 3 creators that are doing all the work. And I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to add my 2 cents because it can't just be them. Like, let me throw in my anchor, you know? That isn't a saying. Anyway, originally I did a pencil drawing, as you could maybe tell, and then I traced over it in Procreate, and now I colored it, and now I'm doing that little version of him because I realized that the stoic, steely-gazed, hot look really isn't accurate to him, and so I drew that little bottom drawing, which is far more accurate to him. So, hope you enjoy that. Now we're doing, I don't even know. I was just trying to figure out his face. Let me just read you the physical description from the text itself, okay? Put on your listening, reading caps. A young man. We can sketch his portrait at a dash. Imagine to yourself a Don Quixote of 18. Yeah, guys, he's 18. He's my age. That really makes me feel normal. Anyway, back to reading. A Don Quixote without his corselet, without his coat of mail, without his cuisses, C-U-I-S-S-E-S. What is that? Dog, what? Anyway. A Don Quixote clothed in a woolen doublet, the blue color of which had faded into a nameless shade between lees of wine and a heavenly azure. I didn't make it blue because he's not blue in my head, so just ignore that part. Face long and brown. Okay. High cheekbones, a sign of sagacity. The maxillary muscles enormously developed. An infallible sign by which a Gascon may always be detected, even without his cap. You might be thinking the same thing. I was thinking, what the heck are maxillary muscles? What is that? I googled it. It's the muscles on your, like the maxillary bone is like your upper jawbone, like where your top teeth are. So, I don't know what Alexander was picturing. I truly don't understand how someone's upper jawbone can be enormously developed. So I kind of just pretended I do not see, because I'm at a loss. I don't know what he wants from me. Anyway, and our young man wore a cap set off with a sort of feather. Didn't draw that. The eye open and intelligent. The nose hooked, but finely chiseled. Too big for a youth, too small for a grown man. An experienced eye might have taken him for a farmer's son upon a journey had it not been for the long sword which, dangling from a leather baldric, hit against the calves of its owner as he walked, and against the rough side of his steed when he was on horseback. So, yeah, I think I killed it. I think I kind of nailed it. And by nailed it, I mean I tried my best, because that description really isn't that helpful, you know. But I did what I could. If you haven't guessed by now, we are doing a full body. I decided, you know what? I've practiced 2 times. It's time to jump in. We're not messing around here. This is crunch time. We are confident, and we are doing a full body. And there he is, because if anyone would manspread, it is him. And as heinous as manspreading is, it just makes sense for him to do it. I don't know. So yeah, I took certain things and I went off running with them. For example, face long and brown. I said, okay, long face it is. Nose hooked. Got it. The problem is, I wanted his face to be like rounder, right? Because he's 18 and he's not... I always draw my men super chiseled and it's a problem. So I'm like, you know what? Let's make him still look a little young. But the problem is, if you're making a super long face, how do you do the cheeks round, cheeks soft look with a super long face? It was so hard, let me tell you. And oh, here we go, perfect timing. This is a sheet of really just trying to practice his face, and this was where I was beginning to doubt myself. This third piece was when I was like, you know what? Maybe I might just give up. Maybe I might just throw in the towel and not do art ever again. You know, maybe I was just fooling myself the whole time. Okay, that doesn't apply to this side profile though. Doesn't that side profile look really good? But the other ones you'll see, I deleted so many because I was like, oh my gosh, these are all looking ugly. Maybe I should not go into art. You know, maybe we're taking the wrong career path, but it's okay. It all ends up okay. I promise. It all ends up okay. I really don't know what induced me to give him rosacea, but it really just made sense and I couldn't take it back now. I also gave him freckles because it really just makes sense for him. Also fit the like brown suntan look. Yeah. His hair is really just a mop. I don't have an explanation for that. Obviously, you're like, where's his hair here? I wanted to show off like his actual head. So I scalped them, as you can see. But his hair is longer, as you can tell by the other drawings. That was just for anatomy purposes, okay? Even though it's cute, it's not... We're not giving the Fantine Les Mis look. It's just not his vibe. And it's not historically accurate, so... Yeah, I don't really know. There was a lot of stuff that I just was like, sure, why not? This makes sense. Got the high cheekbones in there, which also was a struggle, but I think I got it. I gave him eyebrows that are identical to my boyfriend's somehow. I don't really know how that happened, but I'm not gonna take them away now. Also, I gave him a really patchy little facial hair moment because that also makes sense for him. He would be the type to do No Shave November and literally, like, you know the type. And they're like, oh my gosh, guys, like, it's literally coming in so heavy, like, can't wait for December 1st. Like, I look so different. Oh my gosh. But it's gonna be kind of sad to see it go. And you're like, please shave it off. Please. It looks so bad. You look like a creepy perv. Shave it off. That's kind of his vibe from what I'm getting. Also, he's short. I don't care what you believe, D'Artagnan is short. Homeboy is 5'4" on a good day. I don't care what you have to say. So yeah, I wanted to have some fun with kooky expressions because my favorite thing to draw is kooky expressions. Can you tell it's really late at night when I'm filming this by my voice and my unorganized demeanor? Just coming to you live authentically. Okay, and now we are on to the part that I am least good at. Clothing design. There's a reason I'm not going into fashion, ladies. There's a reason I'm not going into fashion. I love, like, buying clothes and wearing them, but when it comes to designing them for characters, Oh, mama, that is not my league. That is not my league. So it was fun to figure out his body type, though. His clothes don't make any sense at all because, one, I don't know clothes. I don't know what they are. Second of all, I don't know 1620s clothes because who knows? Look me in the face and tell me you know what people wore in the 1620s. Right, you can't. So I sort of just kind of guessed and went based off of other people's designs for his clothes, and I kind of basically stole them but made them a little bit different. And then I designed his sword. I don't know if it's accurate. I don't really care. I just sort of came up with it on the fly, and there it is. Wouldn't you love to slice that around? Okay, and now for the creme de la creme. I actually drew this one before the last two, but I thought it would be best at the end because it is a digital painting, a full portrait of the man. Because, no, he does. I was gonna say he deserves it. No, he doesn't deserve it. He's honestly the worst person ever. Love him though. Love him though. He really isn't great. Like, he really does some messed up stuff. But he also does some funny stuff that's messed up in a way that is funny. For example, he killed someone because him and the other musketeers were playing tennis and he was really bad at it. And this random bypasser was like, hey, don't be scared of the ball, it's just a ball. And he was so embarrassed that he killed him. Honestly, real. And the other time that he mortally wounded someone was because he cut in line when he was supposed to go in a boat. And yeah, he stabbed him 4 times. Real. Dare I say based. Dare I say I would do the same. No, I wouldn't do the same. I'm a pacifist. But it's funny though. Isn't it kind of funny? That's the kind of humor and wit you can get from the Three Musketeers, and I recommend you read it so that you can talk about it with me. That would be really fun. Anyway, isn't this painting looking so scrumdiddlyumptious? Can you tell that it was giving me a lot of trouble? Not a lot of trouble. I was just constantly sitting there every 5 minutes. I would do one section and be like, oh, I don't want to do this. And then I would do one more little section and be like, girl, when is this going to be over? And then I would zoom out and go, oh, he's so cute. And then I would zoom in and try and figure out what the heck this pose is, because what is it? And then try and figure out how mouths work, and then I would pull my hair out, and then I would zoom out again and be like, oh my gosh, I'm such a good artist. And then I would zoom back in and doubt my whole career. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you love this video, make sure to give it a big fat dislike. Make sure you follow me on my social media. Instagram and TikTok are at FroggyJoe, same username. As a treat for getting this far, here is a little thing I made about D'Artagnan to really sum him up. Alright, enjoy. Bye.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. To my mother, I'm sorry. To the victim, I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Oh.